go to a convention and meet people from Los Angeles. And they're like, hey, dude, you should come out here and do some stuff, man. I mean, we'd love to have you. I'm like, really? Okay. So I started going out there and recording like video games, Persona, Soul Calibur, Disgaea, you know, whatever. And then they cast me like in Bleach and Kakaishi and Naruto. Those things are all recorded out there. Vampire Knight. I know, right? I love these. And so that's my career. So you see why I give Todd credit, right? Because I had no clue any of this would happen. So I'm in this room probably the most grateful person and blessed for the opportunity to do what I do, because I love it to death. That's the coolest headpiece ever! Can you see me, or can you see 8 of me? That is great. Did you make that? Dude, your dad is the man. You tell your dad you guys did an awesome job on it.
Yes. You've been, as you said, you've been in a lot of show roles and movies, video games. But is there one character that you didn't get to voice that you would like to be the voice of?
There are a lot of characters that I really wanted to voice that I didn't get to voice. There are always going to be those. I wanted to play a character in Natalia so bad, and you know what? I came with one guy. I mean, it was literally down to me and the other guy, and he could make his voice go higher than me, and that was literally why they chose him. And I was so bummed out. You know what else? You guys ever heard of Sergeant Frog?
Yeah.
I love Sergeant Frog. ADV had the license to Sergeant Frog, and I got cast as Kororo and Sergeant Frog, and I loved it. I made him this adorable, nerdy little frog with, he loves building Gundams and stuff. I gave him a little lateral lisp, so he was just the cutest thing, right? Just funny, and I loved it. Everybody working on that show, we loved it. We had 15 episodes recorded already when ADV went out of business. Oh. And they lost the license, and the license went to Funimation. And Funimation recast completely, and I didn't get to be a part of it. So there are those things that happen a lot. The reason why I don't normally say any specific characters that I wish I could have played is because I don't want to take anything away from the actors that did get to play the character. Like, for instance, let's say if this guy got cast to play Kororo instead of me, or let's not use Kororo because I actually did do that character for a while, but let's say this character got cast to play Ichigo in Bleach, and I auditioned for Ichigo too. Well, if I start going to conventions and going, man, I wish I could have played Ichigo, I could have done a great job, well, then it kind of makes it sound like I think he sucks, right? Yeah. Or that I should have gotten and said, I would never, ever want anybody to think that, because I have nothing but the utmost respect for my fellow voice actors, and they all do an amazing job. I tease Todd Havercorn all the time because he got cast as Kororo when Funimation recast it. And I tease him all the time, because I'm like, dang you, I love that character so much. But, I mean, he understands because we actually did it for a while. But there are a lot of shows like that. You guys, did you see, it was on Cartoon Network. Starts with a G.
Gintama?
Sorry?
Gintama?
No. Oh my gosh, right out of my head. It was another show that we had, and we started recording, and I was cast to play Vero. And then they lost the license. And it went to another studio, and they just started over. So that kind of stuff happens all the time. There is a lot of disappointment in acting. If you're lucky or blessed, you get the chance to play a character like Ed, or Tamaki, or Fi, or Zero, or any of the other characters that I've had the chance to play, even Broly. And you try your best not to get too hung up on the ones that you didn't get to play, because that doesn't serve any purpose, but to just impress you. Yes.
What was it like playing in Natalia?
I love Grease. I think he's fun, and he's perverted. And since I am not perverted, that makes it acting. Right? I mean, if you hire a pervert to play a pervert, he's not really playing, he's not really acting, he's just being himself, right? So I really enjoyed it. I wish there were more Greeks, but, you know, that's just the way it is. But I'm glad to be any small part of that series. Yes.
What were your experiences with Little Karibo when you got a chance to meet him?
Oh, well, I think he's really a talented guy. He's funny. He's British, as you may or may not know. So he has that really funny, kind of a dry British wit and British humor. And nice guy. I didn't know who he was. I mean, I didn't know him. I had never met him, didn't know him. But I knew, I mean, it's really funny because he's never done anything professionally in the industry. But his stand-ups and stuff are so funny that he's really, you know, he's become, you know, pretty well known. And so one of the stand-ups that he did, he made fun of me for something. I don't even remember. But all of the fans thought that I was going to kill him. They thought, if Vic is ever at a convention where Little Karibo is, he's going to kill him right in front of everybody. And so I heard he was at a convention in the States for the first time in Atlanta, at Anime Week in Atlanta, and I was a guest there. And I was looking everywhere for him. I literally got on the PA system in the dealer's hall, and I went, Little Karibo, I want to meet you. Come to the front of the vendor's room. It was like echoing all over the thing he was going. He didn't come. He's probably peeing his pants somewhere, right? Keep my pants. But I started like letting people know that I wanted to meet him, and he thought it was so I could punch him. But I just wanted to meet him. So at one point, somebody goes, that's him right there. And he had his back to me. And so I like went up behind him. And as I was about 10 feet away, some of the people that he was talking to, who looked past him and saw me coming, they totally blew it. So they told him, they warned him. And he goes, you're me now. So he goes like this, he goes, like, what's going to happen right now? And I walked up and I'm like, it is great to meet you, man. And, you know, I just gave him a hug and we chatted for a few minutes. And then we actually did a convention together, and he sent me a little sketch that he did where he couldn't pronounce my name properly. And so I actually recorded myself going, you know, he says, you know, Vic Mignogna. And I'm like, no, Mignogna. He's like, you're an asshole. I'm like, no, Mignogna. And people literally ask me, did you know he did that? What do you mean did I know he did that? I recorded the voice for it. It was me talking. Of course I knew. It's like they thought he was still making fun of me, and I didn't know. But I love him. I think he's funny. And I enjoy seeing him at conventions from time to time. He's a cool guy.
We've got about 9 minutes.
9 minutes?
Sorry.
Thank you. Gets everyone.